Welcome back to the Weekly YouTube channel, and we are back with another unfortunate event, but fortunate for us in the scouting community because we get to jump right to the evaluation thing. We have another player who is done for the season in college football, one of my personal favorite players, and I just want to shout out Caleb from whpcrew. I sent the last video, if you haven't seen it yet, on Jordan Strachan, the linebacker from South Carolina, into the Discord chat, which we'll get to in a second, and he suggested that Ainias Smith just got hurt for the end of this, just got end of the season injured. So to take a look at him next for the next video I do. So I went over there and I was like, oh, well, since he's done and I'm already a little bit familiar with Smith, I went back and rewatched a couple of his more recent tapes, and I was like, yeah, this is going to be a great one. So shout out to Caleb for giving me the suggestion. Now, what I mean by Discord server is, if you see, I have the Dynasty Index page for Ainias Smith loaded up already, and if you don't know what the Dynasty Index is, it is a website index where me and Caleb both work on draft prospects and Dynasty Superflex rookie things, Dynasty information. We do this year round, and to gain access to it, all you gotta do is go to patreon.com/KielPro88, KIELPRO88. Link will be in the description. You can pay $1 a month. And if you do that, you'll have access to the entire index with all of the information we have on here. I have like 49 write-ups so far on 2023 draft prospects. Some of them will need to be updated further on, but some of them, like Ainias Smith, Jordan Strachan, and Christian Mahogany, who have their seasons finished due to injury, they already have full and completed prospect profiles already uploaded, on top of all the additional stuff you'll get, including Dynasty stuff, and access to the Discord, where everyone else who is currently on the index can discuss football and other things like that, college football, NFL, anything like that. So if you're interested in that, go to patreon.com/KielPro88. It's only $1. Just try it out for a month, see if you like it, and hopefully see you there. But let's just dive right into Ainias Smith. Caleb does the rankings and the final grades on the wide receivers for the Dynasty Index. So what you're looking at right now is his prospect profile of Ainias Smith so far. I personally have him graded a tiny bit higher. Caleb has him graded as a third-round pick. I think he's more of a second-round pick. I originally got to Ainias Smith back at the beginning of the 2021 college season for the 2021 draft because he was draft eligible, and I thought maybe that he would be coming out at the same time as Isaiah Spiller. So I watched some of his 2020 tape, and he was more of a running back at that point. But with Isaiah Spiller being the main back they had, and then Akane, I think that's his name, who's the running back for them currently, being on the roster as well and being their number 2. Smith, who was already kind of that big-time receiving threat, just transitioned fully to a gadget-type slot receiver role. And when I found out he wasn't committing to the 2021 draft, that's where I kind of left it. I was like, I'll get back to him when I get to this draft class. So I had not seen any of his films since he had transitioned to a straight-up receiver. So I had to basically reset and start over from scratch because I had him graded out as a running back to begin with. So I spent yesterday going through 3 of his films, and we're going to go through and we're going to look at some of those now. I'm going to break down a couple of the plays, including some of the cut-ups that Caleb has put out there. So if you go to his YouTube channel, KielPro88, you'll be able to see the cut-ups that I used. And yeah, let's just dive into some of the film. So our first play here is really early on in the game. First drive for Texas A&M. He's going to be here at the top of the screen, soloed up towards the numbers. And this is going to be a play that I thought would be a good introduction to the kind of player he is. He's one of the better athletes in this draft class, very fast. And I don't think the injury he sustained is going to really impact his athleticism, whether it's agility or speed. It was a broken leg or a broken bone in his leg as opposed to like a torn ligament, something like that. So I think with full healing, he should be back to full strength and not have any physical limitations. But for first off, we're going to show him right up here. It's going to be kind of bad because he's going to run off a screen. But before he runs off screen, you'll see he gets the outside leverage after avoiding the jam. And he's able to get upfield, and you can see how the defense is already respecting his speed. How the defense is already respecting his speed, turning and opening up. And he's able to use that speed to deceptively deceive the corner, come back on the comeback route, and be pretty much wide open for this quarterback on the rollout. So I think that defenses are definitely going to have to respect his speed down deep. And that'll set up a lot of things like this that he's able to do because he's a pretty good route runner, where he'll be able to set up the comeback routes and the stop routes and things like that, where he's able to get the corners to flip their hips and then be able to work off of that and manipulate it. Maybe some double moves are something he'll be able to really excel at. But yeah, I just wanted to show this play off because it's going to show off his good speed And like I said, the opportunities he'll be able to get with combining his good speed with his good route running to open up more plays that he can set up with that threat to be the home run hitter. Okay, going from one of his biggest strengths to now one of his biggest weaknesses is when he's met downfield with contact or he's played with an overly physical cornerback, especially downfield in his route itself. So he's going to be down here. He's in the slot. I believe it's going to be this corner that ends up switching to him. So we're just going to run it because there's going to be a couple different angles to this play. Yeah, so it was the safety I was playing off of. My bad. So he's down here in the slot. This safety's going to come over and man him up. And he's going to run off our screen for a second, but he meets contact right at the stem of this route when he turns it upfield. It's a little out and up. So now he meets contact down here with the safety. Quarterback throws it, totally gets turned around, and we'll get a better angle of it right here. So yeah, he's just a lot of times in his play, when he's met with contact at the stem of his route or downfield, his timing and his overall play gets shaken up a little bit. So like in this one, you'll see the guy gets hands on, and he has to fight his way through it. So the timing with the quarterback on that route and being able to turn his head around and find the ball gets thrown off. Quarterback also doesn't make a really good throw, and it just leads to an interception. But this is not mostly his fault. But we'll see in different films I get to in this video where it just throws off his timing. And as a receiver, timing with your quarterback is very important. And if he's disrupted a lot with contact down the field, yes, you're going to draw a lot of illegal contact down in the NFL, which you're trying to focus on a lot more. But if corners can get away with it, and really good corners can, if they know that that's his weakness, they'll try to test him as much as they can. They'll take that 5-yard penalty if they know it's going to stop him from being a big, very effective receiver in that game. Okay, so another thing I really love about him, he is on the smaller side when it comes to receivers. He's 5'10", I think 180, around there, 190. I think it's 190. He's here in the slot. It's just the tenacity he plays with. So he's coming here on the sweep, and he's a big-time blocker. They use him a lot, especially on these sweep actions, get him to come over and cut off a safety or a linebacker and to seal that edge. He's not afraid of contact. When it's not involving route running, stuff like that, he seeks out contact. He's a great blocker. On every play, he's not half-icing it. He'll never take a play off when his assignment is to block. He's one of those guys who will go out there and he's just, he's got tenacity. He doesn't care how big the defender is. He's going to go at them. So I really respect that, especially of a guy who's he's going to be smaller, so he's going to be pegged as a slot receiver. And we'll get into more of that, why that's the case later on. But as a smaller guy who was asked to block, he goes out there and he gives his all, and I think teams are really going to like that, especially teams that want to run the ball a lot and teams that value high character players, high motor players. He gives his all on every play, especially blocking. Not only does he go hard for receiving routes, no matter if he's the first read or not, but he also is just a great blocker when it comes to effort. And a lot of times, even if you're not technically sound, having that good effort means a lot. It means the difference of a touchdown and a tackle for loss sometimes. So, yeah, I just really like this play. Him hitting and blowing up this safety who's coming down the blitz, try to blow up his run play from the backside. So that is just one of my favorite blocking plays he has. There's so many of them, it's hard to pick a favorite. So the next play, he's going to be in the bottom of our screen down here. Now he's facing press, and the point of this play is why I said he's probably going to be more of a slot receiver type in the NFL is how he gets trouble with physical play down the field. He also has trouble getting off the jams. His release package isn't the best. So I think an off the line slot roll, or if a team doesn't really play a press up on their slot corners, that'd probably be best where he fits. I don't know if he's going to be a outside receiver kind of guy, just because I don't think he has the release package, despite having the route running and physical tools to be someone who can play on the outside. So yeah, we see he gets jammed up. Now he gets held on this play. They'll show it closer down here when the flag is thrown. He gets held on this play, but the jam throws off his route all as it is entirely. Even though he gets held, he wasn't really getting that much space. So here he is. He gets jammed. He's so busy trying to fight the jam that he's not really making any separation or anything like that. This is another, going back to the first play, going back to positives. With his route running, like I said, they are threatened by his speed. He's able to set these comebacks, and he's got that quick snap at the top of his route. So let's take a positive out of this at first. But yes, even though, this is illegal touching downfield, you can see how he isn't the most physical in his routes. And if he was to just be taking this as a seam, not a seam, a go route, this might be an issue because he's so focused on fighting off physically with the receiver. He doesn't even get his head back to the quarterback. I understand that it's kind of just selling the the thing, but he's also slowed down a lot. He's not able to attack the route with as much speed as he wants. I think just overall, physical corners will get the best of him, and a lot of times they'll get the flag like here, but sometimes they miss it, and then that's just a difference of a big player or not. So I think if you're trying to defend him, play him physical. Now this next play is why I'm not particularly upset that he might be pegged as a slot receiver, because this game, and as well as the current season, this is last season's game against Alabama in 2021, but in 2022, he shows it a lot more, and I like it a lot in this film there. But he's right here in the slot. He works very well. He's very intelligent on where the zones are, where to find the holes in the zone, and working off the quarterback. So he's like the quarterback's best friend kind of thing, just kind of like how slot receiver should be. So not only does he have that gadget type and downfield attack, home run hitter ability, and also has that experience playing as running back to be able to have good run after the catch ability, he knows how to manipulate zones, where the holes in zones are, and how to work off it, and how to be just a good overall stereotypical slot receiver, as well as one of those guys who are more the gadget receivers. He brings both kinds of worlds together and brings you like a good combination of the two. So I think this one's probably one of his better plays, showing that off, because you can see the whole thing. It's kind of, I think they run a replay of it, but he finds the perfect hole in the zone at the sticks. He's very aware of the sticks. He's very aware of where the soft spot is. Finds a hole there. Quarterback gets it to him, and they get the first down. It's clean, crisp, NFL level route here, and just overall mindset play. So let's let it run. He's in the slot here. Comes up. He runs off the screen. It was kind of a scissor route where he goes outside. This guy goes inside. Sees it as a zone coverage, finds the hole in the slot right where the sticks are, and lets the quarterback gets it to him. So, and also fights it after he gets the catch. Obviously, he's got that. Like I said, he's got that dog in him. Here he is over here. Finds that hole, sits in it right at the sticks. Boom. Some other receivers, when they see this here, they might sit right here because there's no one around him. He knows how many yards he's going to be out. He knows how many yards out the first down is. He's able to sit there, find his quarterback. Quarterback gets the ball to him right as he turns around. Good chemistry there. So I think as a slot receiver, that's what you want to see. And again, he also brings that gadget, big home run hitter kind of plays. So good mix of both. So here's our last play of this 2021 Alabama tape. He's going to be up here in the slot, and this is going to be the game-tying touchdown. Texas A&M ends up winning this game, I think, by a field goal. So he's right here. This is the game-tying touchdown with 3 minutes left in the fourth. He's just going to run a simple stutter and go, and it just shows off his speed, his route running, his ability to decelerate and accelerate. We got a better angle here. So he's going full speed here, chops his feet, slows down. Corner thinks he's going to be going either outside, inside, or doing one of those comebacks like he has in the past in this game, and just cooks right past him. And that's just it. Just speed, ability to decelerate and accelerate out of routes, especially at the stem point, and especially when you're going as fast as he's going, because he's moving. He's able to basically come down super slow, make the sell that he's going to be making a hard cut outside or inside, and then just keep going up and burn that corner, which I think he'll be faster than him regardless anyway. So, or a safety, I'm sorry. So I just think that's a good play to show off his speed as well as his deceptive route running at those top speeds. One of the better plays on his tape here. So let's just jump into some 2022 tape now. So here we are in the 2022 game against Appalachian State, where App State upset Texas A&M. He's right down here in the slot. This is just going to show his toughness and ability to make catches through traffic. I know I was talking about how he gets disrupted by contact a little bit earlier, but this just shows him he goes right over the middle. He's willing to work those fields where the slot receivers have to work. Gets hit immediately as he catches it, holds onto the ball, doesn't let it drop, even though he knows this guy's coming. He can see there's a safety overhang in the middle. Gets the ball right there, gets contact, doesn't drop it, holds on, first down. Works that area of the field and isn't afraid to work that area of the field where slot receivers need to, and he's not afraid of contact. He's got the tenacity. It's just dealing with it, which we'll see again later in this film specifically, where he gets dealt with some downfield contact that in his route that disrupts him. But after the ball, not afraid of contact at all. Blocking, not afraid of contact at all. So I like this play to show he's got those hands to hold on, and he's not afraid to work in the dirty areas. So this play is just a super sexy route. He's down here in the slot. He's going to do like a delayed cut to the inside. Absolutely cooks this corner's ankles. So our linebacker, I'm sorry. So he comes out, slows down, chops his feet, absolutely cooks the linebacker's ankles. Wide open at the sticks for a third down conversion. Beautiful route. breaking ankles. He's got that change of direction speed. Like I said, he doesn't have ligament damage with his injury, so I don't think he should lose any of that. And I think he's one of those guys who, when you want with your slot receivers, where they have the option routes, they have the ins and the outs they can run, where they have to be quick and decisive in their routes. And that's something that why people usually put like the less athletic people in at slots. He can do that while also having that burner kind of athleticism. So I think this is a great route. Again, clutch third down reception in a game that there was close already. It's in the third quarter already. They're close in a tied game. Clutch third down catch, great route. I just think overall, this is what you want in a slot receiver kind of guy. Now, this game's film is really short. You can see it's only 5 minutes, and it's every single offensive snap they took. So I'm not going to have a lot of plays to pull out of this. It's the second to last one I'm going to do for App State. But this is a real quick one. Just show some more love to his blocking down here in the slot. Real quick. He's got that. Boom. Nice block in the outside run. Lets his running back get the first down. Not afraid of physicality. Just love it. Just love that play. And for this one, we're going to end on kind of a down note for him. This is one of the last plays of the game. I think this is our last drive for Texas A&M. He's over here in the slot, and this corner is going to be able to disrupt his timing on the slot route. So like I was saying, like, timing is so important, and he gets disrupted by the physicality there. So he comes out of his break. He's going to try to run I guess it's like a skinny post or deep slot. This defender gets his hands on him, where he has to fight it off before he can make his break. The defender falls down, but he delayed him long enough that the quarterback gets the ball behind him. It might just be a bad quarterback throw, but at the same time, the timing on in-breaking routes like this matters so much, and that little disruption at the stem of his route, I think, caused him to sit on the break for a little longer than the quarterback intended to. He's going to take step, boom, slips out of his hands, and I think it's just a little bit behind, and the timing is just thrown off a little bit by the physicality here. So if he's able to work around that, or just be able to work through the physicality and still get that and not slow down at all, something like that, I think that'll be where his game can improve. But overall, just again, still good route. Dude falls down. Quarterback could throw it a little bit better, but like I said, he just needs to work on fighting off that contact a little more fluidly and not getting jammed up on it. All right. Shout out to Caleb again. This is one of his cut-ups. Helps me a lot when it comes to breaking this down. Otherwise, I'd have to be going through like 13 to 20 minutes worth of every offensive snap from Texas A&M. He does cut-ups, lets me see just the plays where he's on screen. No matter what he's doing, as long as he's on screen and on the field, he's got it up there. So shout out to Caleb again. Go check out his channel if you haven't already. I'm sure most of you have already seen it or heard of it because he is getting up there in subscribers. I remember when he hit his first 1K. But anyway, here we go. We're going to start off with this play here. This is the third game. I'm not going to waste too much time. This video is already getting a little long, and it's just going to be rehashing some of the stuff that I've already talked about. This one's just going to be a nice little out route here. Gets outside, has that suddenness and change of direction you want from a slot receiver. Gets outside, turns upfield, gets a couple extra yards. Just overall, good route. Wanted to highlight more of his good route running. I really do think he's a really good route runner. He didn't get asked to run much complex things, but these short routes and things like that, he's going to be running a lot out of the slot in the NFL. He's got them down pat with the suddenness, the deception. I can go deep, I can go in, I can go out, I can go back. You don't know where I'm going when I do this slow stutter step thing, so I think that's great. We'll see one more at the end of this game, but he's just so good. Now, from a high to a low, I understand that I'm trying not to dog on him too much because I really do like this player, and I'm not trying to be super negative about guys I review on this channel. But this one is another one where he's going to get rerouted at the stem, and I'll explain how I know that in a second. But this is going to play into the next play I show you, which is where he's able to beat some contact down the field in the stem of his route, which shows a little bit of growth from some of the stuff we've been talking about so far up to it in his film. So here is in the slot, point attack of the trips bunch, and he's going to just get jammed by this cornerback. It looks like he wants to keep going upfield here, but he keeps getting forced more and more inside, and it's just something like that. He's going to have to be able to fight off that physicality, maybe a better release package. I don't know if his role on this play was to just clear out that guy or to clear out the zone, but yeah, it looks like he wants to try to get upfield, maybe attack the seam, but he keeps getting forced more and more inside by that corner. Again, just something he needs to work on, but not harping on it too much. Just wanted it to be set up so I can show you him actually beating it physicality in about one play. And this time he's going to be met with a lot of contact at the stem. He's going to be able to fight through it, and I'm going to show you from a different angle. We're going to get the angle from the quarterback's perspective in a second. I'm going to show you how impressive this catch and this route actually is. So here he is at the top of the bunch. He's going to do his little out route, and we'll show the whole play real quick. Makes a catch, gets the first down. 3rd and 11, clutch first down catch. So now we're going to see from this angle. There he is on the inside of the bunch down here. So he goes upfield, gets the depth, does a little stutter, gets met with contact. The ball is out of his hands, and he's stumbling. The ball is in the air, and he's still stumbling. He's able to regain his composure after fighting off the contact, like we've said he's had an issue with. He gets hit with contact, stumbles from it, ball is already in the air. He's able to recollect himself. He's basically, I would be falling there. I am not that good of an athlete. I'd be falling there. Turn around, find the ball, catch it all while it's in the air, and get that first down, diving for the pylon. So I just think that's a very impressive catch. Again, combining the last two plays together, the out route, the good route, good routes he can run, going changing directions, as well as fighting off a more physical corner who's ready for that, and still making the catch, still getting the first down. One of my favorite plays of his. Now, I haven't really shown a lot of his run after the catch ability, which I talked up a little bit with his history as being a running back and kind of like a pass option running back. So this play I'm going to show you, they're playing off of him because, again, he's got that deep field speed. He comes up, he's got no contact really, gets that good slant. He's up top here, gets the ball. That catch is, I don't know how crisp you can see it, but that catch is low and outside, and it's outside of frame. He's kind of have to reach back to get it, like not reach back behind him, but reach outside of his frame. And he's running full speed. He's able to catch this. It's a difficult catch. It doesn't look so hard, but it's a difficult catch. Running full speed, it's kind of low and outside. He's able to get that ball in stride, going full speed, and turn upfield, break a couple tackles. And I just think it's such a simple looking play, but he makes it look so, because he makes it look so effortless. He's able to catch it in stride, going full speed, despite it being more of a difficult catch, and then get that run after the catch. Now he does get tackled here. This defender plays it pretty well, but he broke his other two guys. And they get an unnecessary roughness call at the end of this. I maybe would have liked him going down instead of trying to fight for it, even though he's wrapped up. But at the same time, like, he just broke these two guys' tackles. Or one guy's tackle. The other corner behind him just got cooked by his speed. And I just think he probably thought he could take it to the house, which if this guy didn't play it as well as he did, probably could. But he got an additional 15 yards, and it's still good. So yeah, overall, very impressive play with the degree of difficulty of catch turning it into a run, and also just getting yards after the catch. All right, our final play for this film study is going to be him going in motion here. He's going to end up as our inside slot receiver. This is just a chef's kiss of a route, you'll see. They'll show another angle. I don't even really need to talk much about it. It's just he sets him up, does a little stutter step, and this time breaks it inside. Look at all the separation he's got. He's got like 3 yards of separation, this guy, and he's fast, so you're going to have to catch up to him. And then he gets, 15 yards of yak? So like I said, great route runner in the short area, has that speed to break away, and also just immediately turns into a runner, gets upfield, able to break some high tackles. I think he's just an overall great player with the ball in his hands. Let's look at this route from this angle. Boom. The separation there, quarterback has a giant window to throw it into. Can't man coverage this guy. Runs away from him. Breaks that tackle, moves out of the way of that guy, breaks those tackles, splits the guys, and gets another couple extra yards. So that is probably that's one of his best plays right there. And that is going to be it for this film study of Ainias Smith's film. In summary, I think he's a really good option out of the slot. So for his strengths, I think it would be definitely downfield speed. He's got that short change of direction, route running you want in your slot receivers. He knows how to find the hole in zones and create chemistry with his quarterback, so that way the quarterback trusts he'll be open and knows that he can throw the ball even when he's not off his break or falling down, and he'll still be able to get up and make that catch. Like I said, he's got good downfield speed earlier. He's got that on that one stutter and go touchdown. His hands are good, and I think he'll be able to... He's versatile, but not in the way people typically mean it, whereas like he can play all over the field, even though he can play some running back and returns punts. But when he comes to that slot role, it's either you usually get guys who are good route runners and smart, but also or guys who are more that gadget type player who can be a home run hitter. He's got a mix of both, and I think that's versatile within the slot role itself. His weaknesses, like I said, are just him playing through physicality, whether it's at the line of scrimmage or on his route stem. But I think a better technique on the release will definitely help with physicality at the line of scrimmage. But if you run on the slot, you might not have to worry about that nearly as much. Where I think he's going to have to focus most of his attention is physicality at the point of the stem. But where he really needs to focus on is getting healthy and getting back for that combine. I think he's going to come there and test out of his mind, and we're going to be thinking about him as where I have him, a round 2 receiver that if he had some size and was better at handling that physicality down the field, he'd probably be a round 1 prospect. And hopefully we don't have any more major injuries, but if there are some, I will get more of these prospect profiles out. Hopefully we don't have to make any more of these until the end of the season. Guys are opting out, or, basically we have the rest of their tape on film, so it's easier to do it. I'm not wishing injury upon anybody. But yeah, this is fun. Get healthy, Ainias, and I'll see you guys in the next one.